What's up, guys? We have news to announce. Kasperi Kapanen is now a member of the St. Louis Blues. He got claimed off waivers after the Pittsburgh Penguins put him on waivers yesterday. We all thought that, no one's going to claim him. Pittsburgh's going to be forced to attach a sweetener, so like a pick, for example, to move out Kapanen's contract. Essentially, that is not the case. The St. Louis Blues do the Pittsburgh Penguins a favor and they claim him. Why did this happen essentially? Well, they already got rid of Ryan O'Reilly. They got rid of Tarasenko and Achari on offense. And there's other guys that are expected to be dealt as well in the upcoming days heading into the 2023 trade deadline. And a big name is Ivan Barbashev. But there's also been talk that the St. Louis Blues want to have a fast retool and they want to package some of their assets that they got in previous deals for O'Reilly and Tarasenko and Mikola and Achari and try to maybe go after a big fish like Jacob Chikrin on defense or maybe even Timo Meyer. There's been rumors about Colton Perieko and Tori Krug being on their way out as well. But Kapanen signed an extension a couple of months ago with the Pittsburgh Penguins. It was a 2-year deal. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. So he's currently being paid $3.2 million for the rest of the season, and he also has next season as well. He's going to be a UFA at the end of this deal. So, Kapanen, what type of player has is he essentially? Well, he was a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs and then got traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Unfortunately, it hasn't been working out. His best season was with the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2018-2019, 78 games played, 20 goals, 24 assists, and 44 points. He was drafted in the first round by the Pittsburgh Penguins, 22nd overall. In 2014, he was a part of the Phil Kessel trade, so he never played a game with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He only started playing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. After that, he gets traded back to the Pittsburgh Penguins, where he has been underwhelming, essentially. He hasn't lived up to the hype. If I'm not mistaken, the Pittsburgh Penguins gave up a first round pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs to reacquire essentially Kasperi Kapanen. And honestly, it was a failed experiment. He didn't live up to the hype. And when you have guys like Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust and Jake Gensel on your team, you would expect Kapanen to flourish. Unfortunately, that's not the case. He's going to have a change of scenery with the St. Louis Blues moving forward. So, in terms of line combinations, where does Kapanen fit? Well, I would say currently probably on the fourth line, removing Nathan Walker or Tyler Pitlick. But like I said, if a guy like Barbashev does get moved, there is potential that he could be playing um, in Barbashev's spot. Kapanen does have top six potential, but he hasn't lived that potential yet. So maybe playing with Buchnevich and Robert Thomas on the first line could, spark up something in terms of Kapanen's game. In terms of this season, 20 points in 43 games, not that bad actually, but it's the contract and that hurts this player's value from ever being traded, and that's why he got placed on waivers. But the Pittsburgh Penguins clear up $3.2 million in cap space. It allows them to potentially do a move heading into the 2023 trade deadline. I'm pretty sure that Ron Hextall wants to compete for the playoffs, even though they continue to slide. We know that the Washington Capitals are going to be sellers or at least retool their team a little bit. They're probably going to be buyers in the off season and just call it quits for this season and be like, this is not our year. Let's retool. Let's get our stuff back heading into the next season. So we'll see what happens there. But in terms of the St. Louis Blues players, where does Kapanen fit in terms of stats? Well, he's right in between Perieko and Tori Krug. So he would be, 2 points behind Brandon Saad, who has 22 points. Kapanen has 20 points. But guys, we'd like to hear your thoughts essentially on this move. Are you happy that Kasperi Kapanen is a member of the St. Louis Blues? The Pittsburgh Penguin fans, what are your thoughts? Would you have liked to maybe include Kapanen in a package deal to acquire something else, or are you happy that his contract is off the books and now you guys have money to use in a potential deal to potentially acquire a defenseman? There's been rumblings about Luke Shen, so that's a possibility there. Guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Young Guns podcast.